Hi, this is Frode and welcome back to Actualize Notes TV. Today we have another great book, Nature, Addresses and Lectures. So this book is actually part of 5 books, which is inside this book of Emerson, Essays and Lectures. But it was a huge masterwork of 1100 pages with tiny formatting. So I decided to split it up to those 5 books which are in it, instead of doing one note on the entire work. So this one is his Nature, Addresses and Lectures. And Emerson was an individualistic champion who's all about self-reliance. I really admire the guy. And we've already featured notes on his and videos on his self-reliance and other essays, which I recommend that you check out. And now we'll just get into my favorite big ideas. We have a lot of them today, or 5. First one is immovable person. Emerson makes the point that we shouldn't be prone to have these impulses of virtue, where we go all in on something and then just crash to the ground. For example, it can be our jobs, a relationship, a training program. Instead, we want to be an immovable person, the one who cherishes consistency. And this also goes for joy. He says that better than having wild ecstasies during our days and followed by reactions and danger, it's much better to have a strong sense of joy during the entire day. And Tom Rath also echoes this wisdom in his book, Fully Charged, where he says that it's much better to have a high frequency of good moments for our happiness instead of having these wildly amazing moments that happen not so frequently. So we want to be an immovable person. Value consistency. Consistency over intensity. Our next big idea is work/purpose. Emerson has a really fun conversation in the book. So it starts talking about that many of us, we get miserable when we don't take any action, when we aren't doing anything. For example, when we have way too long vacations. But what is also true for most of us is that we don't like the work we do if we work for somebody else. And then he starts this conversation. The world asks, well, then what do you want to do? I don't know, he says. Well, how are you going to find out? I will wait. How long, the world asks. I will wait until the universe calls. And that might take a while. Because the fact is that we don't get this calling all of a sudden, which just comes from the universe, so that we can know what to do. We have to choose what our purpose, our life's work is going to be. Steve Chandler talks about this in his book, Time Warrior. And he says that many people are waiting for the knowing to occur. The knowing of one's true path. But the only one who can choose that path is you. And he says that, he makes it really simple. He says that when you wake up in the morning, the only one who chooses what your purpose is you. And you can make up what your purpose is. For example, mine is really simple. I help people actualize, which I do through these videos by sharing wisdom. So what is yours? Better than waiting for the universe to give a call. I don't think they have iPhones out in the other planets. Next big idea, man thinking. This is also a good one. Emerson talks about that man thinking is the guy who studies other people and does it critically and sees how he can apply apply it to his own life. Or doesn't say that directly, but it's the gist of the idea. Whereas the one who simply consumes and reads and takes in whatever one says, that is a bookworm. That is kind of like a printing machine. You staple something on him and the same thing comes out. Doesn't do any critical thinking himself. Much like what Jim Rohn talks about in his book, 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness. And he says, Above all, be a student, not merely a follower. How are you doing on this? Emerson also says that the real purpose of books are to inspire. Inspire us to do what? To create. When we read books, we expand our vision, we expand our knowledge of what's possible, we expand our knowledge of our field, and that allows us to create more. And he has a really great image that I love. If we only take in information and consume, then there will pretty much be only smoke and some cinders. But if we start creating, then we will have a flame. Which is also connected to Orison Swett Marden's idea in He Can Who Thinks He Can, who says that water only boils when you get to a certain amount of degrees. 212 degrees is that. So, do you think water will boil at 210 degrees? 211? No, it won't. It's just at a certain point when you reach 212 degrees that water can boil. And all of our creative goodness will start working when we start creating, instead of simply consuming. So how are you doing on this? Think about that as we go on to our fourth big idea, vision. Emerson says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Well, that makes it simple, right? You gotta have a vision. James Allen echoes this in his book As a Man Thinketh. And he says that people who have no real aim in life, people who suffer aimlessness, they will suffer catastrophe and destruction. And on the other side, the beautiful side, he says, the dreamers are the saviors of the world. So, do you want to perish? Or do you want to be a savior of the world? It's up to you. And it all starts by knowing what you are aiming at. 1, 5, 10, 25, 50, or even 100 years into the future. So what is your goal 1 year from now? 5 years from now? 10? I can tell you my 5-year vision is to create 1,000 of these actualized notes that I write, 6-page PDFs, where I riff on ideas from books, and create 1,000 of these videos within December 31st, 2021, about 4.5 years from now. I'm at 100 right now, so I'm doing quite well, but I've got a long way to go. But do you have a vision? First big idea, history/biography. Emerson says that history and biography is only here to increase my self-trust. Because when we see, by showing that what a man can be and do, and he seems to talk of history and biography of this as the same thing. Because we all, when we recount historical events, we have some people we cheer on and some people we don't really like, and therefore we downplay them a bit. So therefore he says that history is kind of like biography. And when we read biographies, we are shown what we can be and do. Think about it. Haven't you ever seen or read about someone who has done something great and been someone great, and then you wanted to do the same? Well, without reading and knowing about people who do great things, we won't know what are great things, and we won't know where the real limits go, which is nowhere. Our potential is infinite. So are you reading histories or biographies? If you haven't, then I recommend that you check out our video on Steve Jobs and Alexander the Great, which will come in a few weeks, or a couple of days or a few weeks. Now, that was history/biography, increasing our self-trust by showing up with what we can be and do. Without a vision, people perish. Get clear on yours. Man thinking is not a bookworm, he is a student, not a follower. He uses reading and information to inspire himself or herself to create, and gets that fire going and water boiling. Work/purpose. The universe isn't going to call anytime soon. You have to choose your purpose, starting now, or when you wake up in the morning. And immovable person. We don't want to have these impulses of virtue. Virtue is good behavior. We want to be an immovable person who steadily, consistently, and patiently and persistently goes around doing what he or she knows needs to get done, day in, day out, whether they feel like it or not. Okay, that was a bit meandering look at nature and his lectures by Emerson. Highly recommend it. And but I will say that it's a bit kind of sophisticated language. He is a hugely intelligent man, so you might start at some other work like As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, if you want to read the kind of style that Emerson has. For now, think about the idea that jumped out at you, that really most resonated with you, that maybe inspired you to take some action, and then think about what's the first step you can take to start embodying it more in your life, starting today. Right, this is Frode signing out. Thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to sharing more wisdom with you soon. Have another awesome day. See ya.